Rock bottom, please. Rock bottom. Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Stocks, documenting my entire journey on trading stocks, and I took my biggest losing day ever, losing 500 bucks on Wednesday. And it ran a little into Thursday as well. I almost lost $500 across the 2 days. And it was awful, and I will talk a little bit more into the next segment, but this is my bouncing back, if you like, from that loss over the last few days, because I traded everything on Wednesday, didn't have any settled funds left, and then I saw the Chinese stocks run yesterday and CLNT, and I was just like, oh my god, this is the final kick in the teeth. But I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about this loss and how it made us feel, and because I think the whole point of it is to give something good to take away from it. So plug was the final play, and when I sold the last shares, I basically just sold the rest at whatever price. I was just like, I'm in this for the wrong reasons, I'm holding on to it for the wrong reasons, it might come back, but it'll be a bad lesson if it does, so I'm just selling it and getting out. And when I pressed the sell button and I saw how much I was down, I was just like, and my face literally changed. And I went to the shop, and like I was standing in the shop like, and there was a boy going like, "Mommy, what's wrong with that Irishman?" And I couldn't say, like, I've just took a loss. I'm sorry that I'm scaring your boy. I'm like, because it can really shock you. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I scared that boy. And it kind of lasted a few days, and it went on to, like, I went on a date because I was like, I just need to clear my head. So I went on a Tinder date, and I was just sitting at the Tinder table, like, and the girl was like, "You don't look like your pictures, you've got a weird face." And I'm like, the entire date. And I'm like, "You don't look like your pictures, you're much more overweight and you've gained about 10 pounds. And I hate your nose ring. You're not Blink-182. Let's not dwell on this anymore. Let's quickly get into the tweets and then the stocks. So, Tara Tanner, I will be on the challenge with you in June. Tara, that's wonderful, but what about us going on this date? What about the date, Tara? Why can't I have your number? It can be our little secret. Us and the thousands of people on YouTube. David, you're not consistent. Can't say for myself. Pick one trading system and stick to it. Yeah, I'm in a battle with this right now. Do I stick with one system, or do I stick with 2 or 3? You'll see more in the next segment. Louis Perez, whenever you started, how much did you start with? I get this a lot. Started with 1,200 bucks. I'm now trading with 7,500. Arthur, believe it or not, in the 12-minute video lesson you taught, I learned more from you than I read about a full book in trading. Very informative, like your style. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, of course, you can learn a huge amount, and I've learned a huge amount over the last 6 months in the challenge, and I love to pass that on. So without further ado, let's get into the stocks and the lessons. I'll see you later. Okay. So I'll try not to labour on too much with this, but the percentage of my account balance that I was losing was dropping 10, 8, 7, 3, and then kaboom, 7% lost. And the percentage of trades that I was winning was going up from the 15s and 20s to like the 40s and nearly 50. So what happened? I mean, basically I was trading kind of tight, hoping to have this profitable month, scaling up position size, and boom, I took one bad trade, and a snowball effect happened. And this has brought to light a bad habit that I've had, which I haven't been penalized for until now. So I was taking a bad trade, and then I was jumping in a few other trades which were less good setups, not ideal entries, but I was kind of scalping some money back and finishing the day green. And what I didn't realize, but it's happened now, is that eventually it was going to catch up to me, this bad habit that I didn't even really realize that I had. But I'm sure it's something every trader goes through. And eventually what happened was, took a bad trade, lost. Tried to get the money back on an average setup, average entry, lost. And then scaled up even more, tried to win that money back, finished the day green so I could go to bed feeling happy. And then boom, you're down like nearly $500. So I lost 400, swung some, lost another 87 on the stocks that I swung. Stupid plug. And that's another rule. Don't take the news too seriously. It's just one other indicator. And am I disappointed? Yes. Is the world going to end? No. Was I depressed for a couple of days? Yes. But ultimately, I mean, you've just got to think like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And this is a step back, but I'm positive that I'll take 2 steps forward again and get that green month. And I've got maybe like another 12 months, maybe I've got another 2 years. I mean, who gives a shit? I'm doing this for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter to have a small setback. And I put this system in place where I'm only going to trade patterns that I'm familiar with now, and I'm only going to trade patterns that I win 50% of the time on. And if with the pattern I don't win 50% of the time, then I'll stop trading it. And I'll always put new patterns in because the market always changes. And this way, I can't take random setups. I can't take average setups. I can't take random trades because I'm only going to trade stocks and patterns that I'm familiar with. And I really, truly believe that maybe I will break the rules here and there. But I'm going to work on discipline. I'm going to work on being more consistent, sticking to this system. And if I stick to this system, then this is the route to permanent profitability. And I really believe I'm nearly there. Small setback. Who gives a fuck? Hasta luego. Let's go on to the trades. Get in my belly. This is this is the third time I've recorded this analysis because the first one was just after and I was devastated. The second one I was pretty miserable still, and this one I was like I could not send a miserable recording. So I think it's 2 days later and I feel much better. But I mean on analysis of this stock, it was up from 40 cents. It was up in the 120s, whatever, when I bought it. It's definitely overextended, regardless of the news. And what I was looking for was this kind of ERS pattern that I'd saw. I think I also saw it on INNL, and I took profit. So stock's up and it's holding its highs, so it looks like it can run again, or it's holding, and it was holding its highs. And this is where I got confused, because normally if a stock's up, it's holding its highs, there's a chance it can run into the closing gap up. What I missed really was this descending triangle. And this was the warning. And I didn't miss it. I saw the descending triangle and I bought in. And what I should have done is waited for it to push out and break through the descending triangle. And then it's like a buy sign. But instead I was a bit arrogant and I bought into the, I thought I'll just get in early, and it's a pretty stupid thing to do. I was like, it's held it all day, I'll get in early, and I should have really waited for it to go one way or the other before I'd bought. And it's my error, and it is a sign for shorts. I mean, it's more of a short position to buy here than a long position, and it snapped, and it's an error, and I tried to get out here, got a bit stubborn, ended up getting out 101, and when you're buying it at 113 and getting out at 101, I mean, this is like a fucking 8-9% loss. It's massive. I mean, you really need to be cutting into this first bounce after the pullback and losing a couple of percent, which would have been nothing, like 40 bucks. If you lose a trade, walk away, because I lost the trade on TGC and I was like, this sucks, I'm down 80 bucks. And then I saw Tim was in NBCN and I thought, okay, let us just check it out. And it was a stupid thing to do, and I know how to trade stocks, I'm just lacking discipline. And this setup is not a great setup. It's not a multi-month breakout. It's not a U-shaped breakout. It's got a history of failing big on this candle or selling off. I mean, it's not a bad pattern. It is breaking out of this consolidation, but it's not a great one. I'd say it's like a C-grade setup. And when I saw Tim was in here, Tim had obviously bought the breakout on 175. And I was in this choppiness, and it's got resistance here. It's just made a move, so it's kind of going to need to consolidate a lot more before it even attempts to get up here. Topped 1, 2, 3 times and just sold off and failed. And it's my error. It's not a great setup. I didn't get a good entry. I was chasing the stock. I was trying to make money back. It's pretty choppy anyway. 100 reasons not to be in this stock. What was even worse is I just thought, well, I've been in this crash because it was a little overcrowded. May as well just wait for it tomorrow. And why would you wait for this tomorrow? Well, I didn't have too much more to lose, but actually it turned out I did, because it gapped down and failed. And was it likely that it would gap down? Of course it was, because look what it did on this day and look what it did on this day. And God, I'm such a retard. And Plug was just the mother of all evils. I mean, it's not the mother of all evils. I'm the mother of all evils. It's my discipline problem. And Plug had Amazon news. It's Amazon's acquired the right to buy like 20% of Plug. It's a former runner. I mean, we can see, I'll go back 1 year. And it sells green battery technology and obviously sustainability, green technology. It's hot right now. So this had every reason to run. But if you've ever read the book by Charles McKay, I think it is, Popular Delusions and the Extraordinary Madness of Crowds, something along those lines, you can see that anything can happen in mass mania in the news is just one element of analysis. And I think this stock has got long-term kind of problems because it's weird that it would just fail like this. But anyway, it gapped up on the news, sold off pre-market, didn't do anything. This was yesterday. And then everyone was kind of saying a couple of what are they called? A couple of like hedge funds or whatever upgraded the stock and said this stock is worth $3. And I think it had a little bit of a spike. It looked like it was going to break out in the 240s. I bought it in the 240s here, and then I was watching it up to about 245 at like 6 in the morning, and then it just sold off, and then sold off in the morning and could never come back. And this stock, honestly, it looks like it's consolidating near its highs. It is good news. It is up a lot, and it could probably have another leg up. I'll not be surprised to see this go to 3. So why did I sell it at 205 when it was kind of, it had like a base, if you have a look? I mean, it did have this panic, but I mean, it double bottomed at base and then it ran into the close. I mean, why not sell at the 199 if it breaks the whole dollar? Why sell now? I mean, it's pretty steady. It's not like tanking. It's consolidated the whole day, and it's got good news. And the reason is because I was in the stock for the wrong reasons. It was a trade where I'd lost discipline, and even if I took the profits, even if it does go to 3, as insane as it sounds, I don't want to reward myself for a bad trade. So I'd rather take the loss, print the chart out, remember not to do it again, work on instilling discipline, and yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the lesson of losing than think, oh well, it come back and learn the wrong lesson. So I cut it, and I'm pleased about it. And if it goes to 3, I'm really not bothered. I'd rather take the lesson. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Social channel's just here. Please do subscribe to see me bounce back from this. And I just want to leave a few words to say that, I mean, just the other month I was trading like 5 out of 6 trades green, lose a couple, then trade another 6 in a row green. So I just kind of fell off track a little bit, and now I'm going back to what works. And it's just a journey and a process. And if you look at the bigger picture, it's been great long-term growth, and I have extreme belief in myself because I played poker, successfully traveled around Australia, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, and mainly up and down the east coast of Australia playing poker because I was good at it. I made enough money to travel and expense it. So I know that you can do it, and I know that you have these ups and downs. And fortunately, I've had these nights playing poker where I've lost $2,000, $3,000 playing poker on the higher stakes. So it doesn't really affect me too much. And that's why I'm kind of able to laugh it off. But I just want to say that you have to believe in yourself. You have to have true belief, and I think, in order to have success. And like when Conor McGregor, UFC, got knocked out by Nate Diaz, he got choked out. Did he just quit? No, of course not. He got back up. And when Walt Disney, for example, lost his job, did he just quit and say, I'm not very good? No, he fucking created Disneyland. Like, you've got to believe in yourself. And I have such intrinsic belief. And that's why I know I'll be successful. So comment the word believe if you believe, because I think if you don't have belief, you have nothing. I'll see you later.